Come in, sit down. We're going to watch a movie. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope we're all doing very, very well. Now, welcome to another watch-along, watch-party film video commentary on the Kilt-Man channel. And we're going to sit and watch and enjoy an absolute classic, a cult favourite, a game changer when it came to action movies and sci-fi, adventure and thrillers, and militaristic sort of cinematic machismo. It is, of course, Predator from 1987, directed by the great John McTiernan, a guy that redefined the genre in science fiction and horror and action with Predator, and of course action, suspense and adventure with Die Hard. And then of course way later on he would do a little Viking picture called The 13th Warrior. Yes, I know, the version that we've seen, as great as it is not McTiernan's final vision, because he was locked out the editing suite by the author of the original novel, Eaters of the Dead, and the actual editor of the movie and producer of the movie, Michael Crichton, who chopped and changed the movie around. But it's testament to just how good that film is under the extremely fantastically great direction of John McTiernan, that the film is still a remarkable feat of pure cinematic violence and Viking verve. And I love it. He's a troubled guy though, this John McTiernan. Things didn't quite go according to his career path afterwards with the likes of the Rollerball remake. Oh dear. And then of course, because of that, he fell foul of the law as well. Went bankrupt, served some prison time, almost lost his horse ranch in Montana, but he still has ideas of coming back to Hollywood and making big movies again. And I love John McTiernan. He had just done a film called Nomads with Pierce Brosnan just before this, and it was Nomads that brought him to the attention of Joel Silver and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had worked together previously on Commando, obviously. And McTiernan was brought in. You're the perfect guy for this, because Schwarzenegger loved the atmosphere that was created in Nomads. Nomads was I didn't like it, to be honest. It's not that good. It's sort of anthropological, supernatural tale of studying lost tribes and supernatural entities that look like strange biker gangs that harass Pierce Brosnan before he became Bond. And it's all over the show, but they liked the great atmosphere that it projected. Very tense, very grim, and so McTiernan got the job and found his feet on what has to be one of the most troubled shoots ever, unless you're working, of course, for Werner Herzog. You're in the jungles of Mexico. Everyone, cast and crew, gets dysentery. You're trying to watch out for the two-step snake, which is under every rock and behind every shrub. And you're on ground, which is at a 45-degree angle permanently. So you've got one leg up, one leg down. People are hefting cameras around. People are in stupid, ridiculous monster suits. You've got people on set who are causing trouble. Sonny Landham, of course, but Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yes, Jean-Claude Van Damme. The Muscles from Brussels was the guy playing the Predator to begin with. I mean, this is all well known, well documented, and we'll talk more about this as the film goes on. But he did not like the costume he was given. Nobody liked the costume he was given. It was crap. The red lobster suit for when they were doing his cloaking device and then masking it with real life footage. It kind of like, it was a step between rotoscoping and the great sort of blending in visual effects that you've got today. And it looks dated, but it looks okay. And but he couldn't see where he was going. He was looking out through the neck of the space insectoid lobster type thing. It looked ridiculous. His hands were somewhere in the forearms of the suit. He was hired because of his fantastic agility and fight experience. He could do these spinning, leaping kicks and do the splits between trees and do all sorts of things. Except that on that terrain, he couldn't do a damn thing. And in that suit, he could do even less. So he wasn't happy. And they didn't like the costume because it didn't look any good. So they had to bring in Stan Winston after, of course, Rick Baker was approached. Or Rick Baker put a bid in for it. And but lost out to Stan Winston, who, of course, have won Academy Awards for Aliens. So we knew a thing or two about monster suits. and how to put people in them that can really move with them and inject character and still be energetic and athletic within the costume and sell the character's story. So he gets the job, but they knew that JCVD wasn't big enough, because the suit that Stan Winston created, the Predator, is much bigger, and Jean-Claude ain't that big a fella. So Joel Silver's pretty much like, get out, we don't need you anymore. You've actually caused trouble on set, so about all of this, I don't need you. Now there's many versions of the actual firing of Jean-Claude Van Damme from the set of Predator, and they're all different. Every single one is different, and he tells his own version. Joel Silver told his own version. Everyone who was around told their own version, but the one everyone agrees on, but it wasn't a happy parting of ways. And Joel Silver pretty much said, like, look, you know, if you're not off this set within 5 minutes, I'm going to take your fucking head off and I'm going to put it on the tarmac, on the road outside, and I'm going to personally drive over it 50,000 fucking times. Hollywood, eh? Fun and games. But Jean-Claude Van Damme came out to the Hollywood Reporter and told his version of it all. But it didn't go down well, let's put it that way. But the film itself is genius. Arnie and his team, written by Jim and John Thomas, under the title of Hunter initially. Apparently, it really centered mostly on Arnie, his character, and the Predator. And it was Arnie himself that said, no, I need more characters around me. And so I want to tell a story of a team, and then it gets whittled down, and then I will fight the Predator. And of course, that is genius. So you get a 10 Little Indians scenario. You know, they get dropped into a meat grinder and they're picked off one by one, skinned alive. And only Arnie is left at the end to go mano a mano with the big Rastafarian alien hunter from another galaxy, a Yautja, as we all know them. And like every single franchise, a huge mythology and lore has been built up around this movie and the Yautja culture. And Jim and John Thomas and Stan Winston and John McTiernan, nobody really envisaged how far this film was going to go with everyone's creative input. It was just a hunter. The film has errors, it has flaws, it has problems, but you know, they don't matter. They don't add up to a hill of hornets, because the film is a hyperkinetic, relentless thrill ride, and it keeps on delivering set piece, action, gore, violence, great quips and one-liners, brick hard characters, some funny moments, but tense atmospheric build-up from start to finish, and then a walloping final duel. Who can ask for more than that? And a thunderous score from Alan Silvestri, of course. But we'll talk more about all this, because we need to get this show on the road, which means I must have a swift swig of the old fire water. I mean, this stuff will make you a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus, just like me. Now, I thought I'd be playing the 4K version of Predator, because I thought I had the 4K version of Predator. But it turns out I can't find a 4K version of Predator in this house. So maybe I never got it after all. I buy a lot of things and I always think I've bought something. And anyway, it is Predator. So whatever version you've got, crank it up. I'm going to do a countdown and then I'm going to just yak all the way over it. But hopefully we shall be in sync. Now, just 1 second, because I think this should come on. The screen went black, but hopefully it won't go to a menu screen. So, but if it doesn't just come on, then we'll do the countdown again. So I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, and then press play on whatever device you are using. So it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, and then press play. Not 3, 2, 1 and press play at the same time. Let's get that right. So let's do it. Predator 87. 3, 2, 1. Press play. Come on. It should be 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox fanfare. Predator. Now, of course, folks, the idea is, don't be looking at me. Look at the film. You know, don't look at me. So you can hear snoring. There's a husky lying next to me here. Hello, hon. Here we get the opening, the enigmatic, fantastical opening. A Starfield, Gordon Silver Davis production. A snoring husky. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think this is his best movie. I love Commando, I love Total Recall, I love Terminator movies, I love True Lies. But I think he gives one of his best performances in this movie as well. Now this sequence does seem like an imitation, hey, of the opening to The Thing. See what I did there? An imitation. So there's the Predator ship. And you get a little probe, a little landing craft, a shuttle will be ejaculated. See, it's very similar to The Thing. And if you're going to emulate anything, emulate from the best. Sylvester's score comes in. Carl Weathers, whose birthday it is today at the time of this recording. He is 76 today. Happy birthday, Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed. Dylan, you son of a bitch. R.G. Armstrong, what a great face. Tons and tons of movies this guy's been in. A fair bit of hardware there. This is a film just shy of the border with Guatemala, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. There was a delay to getting the film started, thanks to Arnold Schwarzenegger. There was a delay during the shooting, thanks to Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he got married to Maria Shriver whilst they were filming this. So he was granted 3 days off, one for the wedding and then a couple for the honeymoon. And you know damn well he was working out during that time. All these guys were working out like crazy. They were getting up at 3 in the morning to work out before shooting began. Arnie, of course, great at organising everybody else and encouraging them and motivating them. Come on, one more! You can bench press one more! But Carl Weathers thought, no, I'm meant to be outsider here, so I'm going to do workout away from them all. And Carl Weathers had a phenomenal body. His physique as Apollo Creed, and then here is just outstanding. You've got to wonder what these guys were doing before they got the call to this charming little country. I mean, you've got Bill Duke there as Mac. You've got Blaine, Jesse the Body Ventura, Arnie, obviously, Richard Shaves, and what's his name? Oh God, Shane Black. He wrote Lethal Weapon, The Last Boy Scout, and also wrote and directed The Predator. We won't talk about it. I had that shirt that Arnie's wearing back in the 80s. I had that shirt. I sorted it out and got it. Not the one he's wearing. Christ, it'd be like a tent on me. Been a long time, General. Oh, he looks amazing, doesn't he? I like the way that his hair actually is a bit more of a proper crew cut sort of thing. He's still got too much of it. Arnie doesn't seem to like having his hair shaved at the back of the neck. You look in Commando, he's got the most ridiculous haircut from the front. Wow, great American style flat top. But at the back, what's all that hair at the back of your neck, sonny? That'll be getting shaved off right away. Because some damn fool accused you of being the best. It's a setup, folks. It's all a setup. Cabinet ministers, CIA, and Green Berets at a Fort Bragg. Boosh! Look at that. Look at the guns on that. God, I was pumping iron something crazy in the 80s. Trying to emulate, obviously, Commando, Rocky, Rambo, and then this guy. This was released in America on June the 12th, 1987, which is my birthday, mine and Mrs. Kilt-Man's joint birthday. But it didn't come out in the UK till January the 1st, 1988. Now, I remember going to see this the day it came out at our Liverpool cinema, and it was the only one there. Thing is, I did not go there on New Year's Day, so I'm thinking, because I know I went to the first showing I could possibly go to. Back in those days, London got films first and could have up to a 2-week slot, maybe even longer, before the films went out and played the provinces around the country. So it must have been probably about 2 weeks afterwards, because I wouldn't have been in work on January the 1st. But I know I took the day off to go and watch this. And I went to the fair, it was a morning showing. And I thought, oh God, I had to watch it again, obviously. I'm going in with you, Dutch. General, my team always works alone. We're a rescue team, not assassins. I've banged on about that line so many times in video after video, but it always gets me. We're a rescue team, not assassins. They lay waste to everything that's there. Even if there's no bad guys there, they destroy the jungle itself. Long tall Sally. And this is quite dangerous filming as well here. I mean, they're seasoned pilots, they're pretty low to the jungle canopy. And they're weaving in and out. It's dangerous. You've got to remember that during the 80s, there was a lot of helicopter crashes during the making of movies. Some very infamous ones. And some that they kept rather quiet. Those two guys, so Richard Shaves here was a Vietnam veteran with the 196th Infantry Brigade. And of course, well, let's forget about Shane Black. But Jesse the Body Ventura, not only had he been a professional wrestler and a governor, just like Arnie would be, the governor of the state of California. But Jesse Ventura was a US Navy SEAL. Now both Richard Shaves and, or is it Chavez, however you pronounce it, and Jesse Ventura did service in Vietnam. Arnie was in the Austrian army. He did not go to Vietnam. Sonny Landham playing Billy Soul. He was army as well, a brief stint in the US Army. We'll talk more about these real life characters because they are all genuine characters. A nice bit of foreshadowing there that you're seeing, like sort of thermal imagery of the other helicopter and the jungle canopy, because we're going to have a film which is pretty much dominated by the Predator's thermal vision. Oh God, the first of the two big pussy jokes. Even as, when I was young watching this, I knew what they were. I'd experienced them a fair bit. But I just thought, that was a bit crass. But that's the character. But then he fucking repeats that, a variation on the same joke later on. And I'm like, what? Why did you do that? But it's part of the character. It's meant to be an irritating swine. Bill Duke, who battled, went toe to toe with Arnie as John Matrix in Commando. Bill Duke, great life, no army. Did a fair bit of shoplifting to try and make ends meet, but he also he studied acting, became a writer, director, producer. You're not going to mess with him, are you? Oh, and I also thought, like, you could have come up with a better line than that. That's a real nasty habit you got there. Got the big glasses that Shane Black's wearing there as Hawkins. Hawkins is the one that doesn't really fit the team. There's always a joker in any setup that you've got, military or otherwise. There's always someone who tries to, keep things light. And he's obviously playing that kind of role, but he doesn't. He's fire support. The rest of them all have genuine roles to play within the team. And special forces would use 4-man, 6-man, 8-man teams, sometimes up to 12, or more depending on the operation. But, you know, I did a video specifically on, you know, the the authenticity of it. And trust me on this, you know, it's a hokey, jokey, sci-fi horror action movie with big guys and big guns. But, you know, there are elements of genuine military tactics being employed, which it's nice to see, you know. And look at this terrain. You've got cameras in there. You've got crew, you've got director, you've got stunt doubles, you've got everybody in there. And you're on this terrain which you literally cannot move in. And you can barely see, you know, in front of you or behind you. It's such a thick jungle and canopy. It was also really hot, and they're wearing a lot of gear and carrying a lot of equipment. We'll talk about the guns. Don't worry. All painless. But they filmed the jungle really well. This is one of the films where, for a long time, I thought a lot of it was done on a soundstage, because the jungle looks that heightened and that beautiful and full of character and otherworldly. I thought that they've built that. A bit like Ridley Scott with Legend, which is the film I was going to mention, was Legend, because I love the forest set in that. I think it's outstanding. And this looks outstanding. And because of that, I thought, it can't be real. But it is. It's all bloody real. All of it. Oh, the Huskies had enough. Go on, love. You're all right. This is creepy as all hell, this. The crashed helicopter. They'd have no other way of doing this, but it's a precarious job to climb into the bloody thing. It could come cascading down any second. I like the combat gear they're wearing as well, and the variations. Because a team like that, they'd have their own personalised equipment. They're that experienced, they wouldn't just use like issued equipment, because they wouldn't be issued anything. They'd have their own. So some are wearing, like Richard Shave's poncho, aka Ramirez, here he is. He's got a big brown combat shirt on, as has Arnie as well. But they've all got like ammo vest, tactical vests. Oh, the poor pirate shot in the head. Sylvester's score, it's very martial. Snare drums. There's a lot of piano in it as well, prepared piano, giving a lot of depth and reverb. I love the way they mutter to each other without letting Dylan know that they've got suspicions. There is Sonny Landham, ex-porno star. He's dead now, sadly. Did movies for Walter Hill, 48 Hours, The Warriors, and Southern Comfort. He was Seminole and Cherokee. He was also Irish, German and Dutch, apparently. Not Dutch as in Dutch. Arnie's character. And he also said he was Jewish. And he ran for office. Arnie and Jesse Ventura both went for office and became governors. Sonny Landham tried to go for office, and his views on Arabs, specifically Arab nations, were horrendous. He was politely told to stand down. See, Ramirez sensed something there as well. They all know there's something. This is not a standard rescue mission. There's a bit more of an attempt with the camo cream to break up the face. Not particularly well done. I mean, the whole face would be covered with it in splodges and smears and that, like. But it's more like war paint the way they've done it, especially in his case. So he's got a flak jacket on as well. He's carrying an AR-15, which is underslung with a Mossberg 500 shotgun. Can you believe that? The thing is, you can modify these weapons any way you want, and it does make it look a bit crazy. Arnie's got an AR-15, which has got the M203 grenade launcher on it as well. The rest are carrying, well, they're meant to be MP5A3s, but they're actually HK94s, which is a civilian version of that. But all the weapons, apart from the AR-15s, are chopped down, which is dead unusual. Talk more about that. Let's watch this. Billy, what have you found behind them trees? Oh, God. Grizzled, skinned corpses. All their guts hanging out. Oh. I mean, don't care how big, tough, strong and experienced you are. That's going to give you the major heebie-jeebies, that. Great. It's great framing and setup. Look at that. God, look at the colour of that. Pure viscera. Boot. Poor vulture. This is a great shot, this. I mean, a great way to sling someone's dog tags. That's accuracy. If you can do that with a knife and some dog tags, imagine what you can do with a gun, you know. General Hopper. Oh dear, what a grim task that is. I knew these men. Green Berets at a foot brag. What the hell are they doing here? It's inhuman. Look, his nose is growing like Pinocchio. Well, someone sent them in here. I mean, although there's a sort of token gesture to them moving about tactically, and they will talk about this, 5 meter spread and all this kind of stuff, like double time. They're kind of they're not exactly going particularly covert during much of it. I mean, Hawkins there in the background. What's he doing? You know, he should be watching that arc there. Not you've got 2 of them with 4 of them with their backs to that entire side of the jungle. When 2 of them should be covering those arcs from a tactical position. We move 5 meter spread, no sound, no sound. There we go. The M134 minigun. That's chopped down too, and they've modified it with all sorts of pistol grips and other elements. And a lot of the weapons, those HKs 94s, or meant to be MP5 A's, they're A3s. They're chopped down to give them a very triangular sort of look. Those look a bit weird actually. And I wonder why they chopped down the minigun for obviously keep it in camera for one thing, and also make it a bit easier to carry the bloody thing. But why they chopped everything else down? I don't know. So now we're getting the Predator's viewpoint. The Predators can't see very well at all, can they? That's with his bloody helmet on as well. He takes the helmet off, and you can see even less, you know. It's a nice visual gimmick, and when you first watch it, you're like, what the hell is that? Look, Arnie's sensing something as well. And for all the people out there on the forums that go like, oh, if you freeze the frame there, you can... The Predator's there. The Predator is not in any single scene where he's not meant to be seen. They couldn't afford it. Oh, yeah. You ghostless motherfucker. I'll bleed you real quiet. Leave you here. Got that? He's going to come back with something and thinks, oh, but you are a dickhead. You're a bit rusty, aren't you? Now look at that terrain. The angle, the gradients of that slope. It was all like that. You imagine your calves, your ankles, your feet, everything, your heart and lungs, because everything's off kilter and you've got to breathe. It's more strenuous to breathe in that kind of environment, moving up and down like that all the time. Everything's too strenuous. But look what you get out of it, though. You get Arnie's bum right in the screen. Some great camera work, you know. And of course, you've got Arnie's bodybuilding buddy and acting co-star in many movies, Sven Ole Thorsen. He's in Conan the Barbarian. He's in The Running Man. He's in Conan the Destroyer. And he plays Tigris of Gaul in Gladiator. Was it Maximus? They do something horrible here with one of the captives. We are a rescue team, not assassins. They don't rescue anyone. Oh, that's fucking grim. That's Sven Ole Thorsen there. Well, you've done a bang up job so far, haven't you, boys? A lot of the reputation of this movie also is about like Sonny Landham. You know, they were on-set bodyguards, but the bodyguards were to keep not Sonny Landham safe, but to keep everybody else safe from Sonny Landham. I've heard this a lot, but I don't know how true any of it is really. He was a brick hard, very motivated, very switched on, and highly agitated, easily excitable character in real life, and he's a big dude as well, not uncompared to the likes of Jesse Ventura or Arnie. The 3D version of this, I know it was done, afterwards. It wasn't filmed in 3D, and people don't like, these conversions, and I don't as a rule. But the 3D version of this actually does work really well. It gives the jungle a hell of a lot of depth, especially in scenes like this, which are quite subtle. But you're getting a sense of dimensionality and distance. You're getting it just in 2D as well, so let's not knock that. And I'm in no way, shape or form saying, oh, you should watch the 3D version. It's just a nice variation on this. That was the naffest looking fake prop knife I've ever seen that Bill Duke was wielding there. Oh, you see, Arnie can't have to do that sly, sort of on an angle, but turn into the frame, sort of grimace or scowl. Does it really well. Of course, no one spots him. They won't hear him because of the pump and the engine revving around, but films always have a little beep beep noise on a bit of tech gadgetry. It's in Commando. This is watch beep beep beep. You wouldn't want that switched on. It's tactical, and if you've got like explosives and a little on-off switch, you don't want it going beep beep. Ta-ra! Enjoy your breakfast. Boom. So, you've had suspense, you've had skin bodies, you've had a sense of something ominous there, and now you're getting a bloody big battle as well. So you're getting like the end of Commando and the end of Rambo, and this is just the first third of the movie. A lot of explosions, a lot of firing in all directions, as Billy would say. beautiful explosions. Look at this. Oh. Let's rip with that. It's, what was it, 250 rounds? I can't remember. They're mounted on helicopters, by the way. Mac has an M60, which is also cut down, and that is reputedly to be the M60 that Arnie carried in at the end of Commando, because it was supplied by the same company and it has the same modification, so it could well be. Boom! Oh, completely flambéed. And this is great as well. The movements of people around, well, the set, the jungle set. Sort of A-Team style bodies flying from different angles. Oh, I think a few squibs didn't go off there. Get that mother! Oh. So look at the overkill. That's for one guy. Jesus, how many bullets did you put into him? Go. That's like great stunt work. That guy he shot there, and the explosion went off behind him. The guy got engulfed in flames then. Dodgy bit of movement there because they could have been doing some cross-firing. Listen to me. Stick around. Got this knife. Got that, done videos on it. Oh, the poor guy was wearing tiger stripes, my favourite camouflage as well. Stick around. I'd get that fucking knife back if I were you. But don't worry. Just killed your mate. Because Billy's got the same knife. It's more of a machete, to be honest. Machete. You got it, Major. What the hell did he say? Now, you killed everybody else. You don't kill her. El Piria Carrillo. Mexican. And gorgeous. And actually really good in this. I love the way that he takes in all the facts and he's continually like, shit, and like, or surprised. There's some great moment. Look, there's another sideways glance. Look at that. He's weighing it all up like, what the? Ain't got time to bleed. Well, that's one way of getting him out, isn't it? Do you know what? I think I've just noticed something for the first time. Is Jesse Ventura wearing a bit of an ear stud? Because if he is, I have never noticed that before. Oh. Boff. Do the dirty work. So what? Oh, see, like, you get like Dylan's got he's got a stake in this. They were his men. Sorry, folks, I'm listening to it. I woke up. Why don't you? expendable asset. Expendables. Look, he's almost in tears there. I like that, you know. It's almost like he knows he's set up a former comrade. Because don't forget, those two worked on a similar team earlier. So they've got history, but they were friends. But he doesn't know the rest of them, and they don't respect him at all. And they're going to have very fucking little reason to respect him after this. Oh, we're gonna get another big pussy joke, aren't we? Oh, first of all, you gotta find me a way out of this hole. There's a valley, Major, but I wouldn't wish it on a broke dick dog. Broke dick dog. Yeah. What the? It's pure Arnie cliche and gag to have the cigar there. But, you know, it still works. Of course it works. It's Arnie. I like the way she actually does fight back. And already, you know, he's on a losing battle with her. He's trying to be the big hard dude, but he's losing every time. And he just turns your back on your captive, you fool. God, she could run at any moment. Where's the rest of them gone? Oh, hang on. There was Jesse. Bonk. Now, watch when he crunches this now. It's facing one direction. And then when it comes, it's the other way around. You haven't got a girlfriend. The only pussy in your life, mate, is yourself. I do like the way he hangs around. He explains the joke. And he watches, waits for a reaction, and then he's made up that, oh yeah, you did get the gag in the end. Billy, what the hell is wrong with you? Landon's brilliant in this. His biggest role, could be. He's in, I think, the Walter Hill movies. He's in a lot of other movies as well. But I don't think he's ever had as much of a character as this. And even with not that great many lines, there's a definite personality. They've all got a personality. They've all got a character. And you get it, you understand them. And the growing sense of paranoia and threat is tangible, and they all make it work. Dylan makes it work by being totally against it. There's just 2 or 3 men out there. Fucking lizard, you know. Bullshit, that's not what she said. I'm skipping ahead there, folks, I know. Look, this thing can't see jack shit. But you're getting the impression, like, it's heat vision, right, obviously. So the bodies are cooling down, but there's still fire. There's still, oh, there's that scorpion. And he's voice analysing what they're saying, which will be used as trickery later. Hunters use the sound of, they're hunting a certain prey, but they'll use the sound of the prey that their prey is hunting to try to attract it. So it cools down. And now we see, what kind of hand is that? It's got claws. Love this track. Jungle Trek by Alan Silvestri. And we'll see them all moving through the jungle. beautifully propulsive. That's a lovely, lovely shot as well. They're moving too close together, but you know. But I think there's token gestures to doing it properly, which you do see, and it's, you know, their movements, they're way too close together. They're also carrying weaponry which you simply would not have. But they're specialists. Don't forget, they're rescue team. You're a fucking rescue team. Why do you need a fucking minigun? Unless it's actually stuck on the side of the helicopter, which you're using to rescue people with. That is magnificent. It just, you're like, wow, look at that place. But they've all got different boots on as well, different style boots. Jungle boots, combat boots, tactical boots, all the stuff that was all the rage in the 80s. Well, jungle boots were all the rage in the 60s as well, like, but. Is that another pussy joke? I've seen some badass bush, but nothing like this. Makes Cambodia look like Kansas. The Vietnam jungle is much more dense and hot and wet than that. But, you know, it comes across brilliantly. Yeah, you know she's tricking you, but you still fall for it. Oh, that leaves. Oh, those leaves in my face. Ah. I love the way he just goes, try it again, please. But it's beautiful because in the net, well, you'll see, she's outwitted Dylan there, and Poncho's taking the piss. But then Dylan will put Poncho in charge of it, and she'll smack Poncho in the face. So he gets it. He what goes around comes around, I guess. He is such the odd one out, isn't he? That looks amazing. These scenes here, a lot of the forums always put up pictures of, like, you can see the Predator there. You fucking cannot see the Predator anywhere. It's not in the scene. They didn't have the money to film extra Predator scenes. They didn't do that. They discovered just how they wasted footage with Jean-Claude Van Damme in the stupid lobster suit. And then the red variation. They knew we're going to have to scrap all this. We need to bring someone else in. They have to film all the footage without the Predator being on screen. His medicine bag. Actually, I've got a hair in my mouth. I film all the footage without the Predator being there. And then when we got the suit finalised and the Stan Winston version, we'll go back and we'll film those scenes. That's how it happened. So you've not got a Predator in this sequence. It's not on the side of a tree. It's not there. But, you know, the internet breeds dickheads, does it not? Billy, what the hell is wrong with you? Again, that looks astonishing. The depth of that jungle there and the way they filmed it is incredible. And yes, I have forgotten the name of the guy, the cinematographer on this movie. And I feel really bad about that. Hang on a minute. Have I got anything here which might tell me? That's me thumbing through the Paul Monet's novelisation. No. Oh, damn it. Is it John Vallone? Or was he production man? Do you know what? That's annoying now. Yeah, we know he's there, but you can't see him. And they haven't masked it out. See, after their previous conversation a couple of minutes ago, if I was Ramirez, I'd be going, fuck off. I mean, as Arnie said, she's your baggage. We'll take care of her. Don't fall for that. That looks like a vampire there. That's like a throwback to the original Hammer's Dracula from 1958. With Lucy smiling with her suddenly newly vampirized teeth. Nothing at all. Oh, I gave him an extra line there. Bang! Oh! Poncho gets smacked in the jawbone and the cheek with a fucking log. He gets his ribs busted up by one of Dutch's traps. And then he gets his fucking head blown apart by the Predator. Well, he doesn't have a good time at all. And again, running. These shots are great. You know, the camera's got to go parallel with that. Oh yeah, it'll be on a track probably, but you've tried putting a track and keeping to it on terrain like that. I like the way he changes direction there to cut it off. Oh, there's an annoying pause here. Listen to me, I love this movie, but you know, please. And then like, what's he waiting for? What's he looking at? Giving time for. Whoa. So a lot of people say that some of these earlier shots like this, dragging a body through, is Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know for a fact if it is, but there is a shot which we're going to come to much later on where when you watch it, look at the face. I got a horrible nagging suspicion that it may well be Jean-Claude Van Damme. I always find this a bit strange as well. Look at those fronds, the colours, great. You're in the jungle, aren't you? You can smell it. You can feel the bugs biting. Now, what in God's name? I mean, what the hell is that? We know he's going to hang up Hawkins' body to be skinned at a later point. But what the hell? Was that pile of viscera there? What was it? His guts? What the hell was it? Look, again, Arnie's face. I can't tell. No. Nothing's adding up to him. He's okay, he's worked out they were set up, but there's something else out there which is genuinely not what he's ever faced before. What the hell is his body? I mean, the big giveaway, she hasn't run, she's in shock. Oh, I love his dazed sort of, like, he can't comprehend what the hell is going on, but it's dead serious. Bullshit. It's not what she said. What she said doesn't make sense. They've been following us. No, they've been in front of them. Why don't you keep your voices down? Arnie looks amazing in this. I love the concern. I keep saying this, don't I? But I love it. The genuine sort of concern he's got on his face. And the sort of like increasingly anxious look in his eyes. When Hawkins' body found. is painless. Yeah, see, it's much shorter than it should be. And there's loads of things they've added onto it and bolted onto it, like... ostensibly to make it more manoeuvrable and you could easier to carry it. There was meant to be another scene with that snake, which doesn't quite make it into it. There's a fair few, cut scenes. We'll come on to the legendary, supposedly lost sequence, which they never filmed, so, but we'll come on to that. People liken it to the lost spider pit sequence from the original King Kong, which they did film, was filmed. We have photos from it. We know it existed, and we know it was too horrifying for test audiences, so it was scrapped. And yet we all want that scene. I've done a video commentary for the original King Kong, now I think of. But the scene in question we'll come to later. That's grim, isn't it? You're not even sure what... see, his fingers were all broken. Now, here's a weird sequence here, because the Predator here uses a weapon which you won't see again. It uses the harpoon. What does he think's heading his way? The thing that comes through here, what is it? I don't know what kind of creature it is. Is it a skunk? It's a skunk, isn't it? A jungle skunk. Oh, see that? That wasn't the plasma caster. That's the plasma caster. The shoulder cannon. But what thwapped him at the side of the neck? That was meant to be the harpoon gun, which again you don't see any more of. Here we go. And if you look at the shape of the head, it is the lobster head from the original design. He's saying there contact, by the way. People get this confused. Contact! Here we go. Everyone loves this scene. It's also the most ridiculous scene ever. But to give it credit, he shouted contact. They've lost them. There's a man down there, and they've got one of their team is firing into that jungle in that direction. They're going to join in, but they would take up firing positions, and you get people saying you don't fire from the hip like that. But, well, unless you've got a target, you can see the target. You're going to fire from the hip in that particular moment, which is ludicrous. You're putting down enormous amount of firepower and expending colossal amounts of ammunition. That's something you can't see, but it's still a phenomenal sequence. But they would have ducked down and they'd have been looking for targets. But the very fact that he kept on firing, you'd be thinking, he knows, he's seen something, so let's just put lead down where he's shooting. And there's some great camera work here as well. Look at this. Sylvester's music, the camera low. So what? Arnie's face. Again! This is what nails it. The suspense just builds. Blaine. The wounds all fused and cauterized. What the hell could have done this to a man? And even like Bill Duke, he's rattled, isn't he? Lost his buddy, and look at this, look at the sweat. This is outstanding, this moment. We hit nothing. The music builds here. Look at Arnie's face. Oh my God. It's haunting as hell, that. Look at his, he's like, what the hell is out there? Well, you'd expect that. It's his best buddy, isn't it? And we've now lost Jesse Ventura. It's funny how no one else has spotted the immense day-glow blood. That apparently, from green sticks, you break the silicone tube and it glows. It's apparently the fluid from that. I'm not entirely convinced about that, if I'm honest with you. I don't know. I think it's an optical effect, but again, such beautiful gliding camera work which shows people in the background, stuff in the midground, and then you come to rest whilst moving around, somebody doing something in the foreground. He's setting up flares and claymores. And frags, fragmentation. Although I think your claymores have pretty much come under that anyway, but briefly, there's a plane going overhead. Claymores are vicious things. The things that they hail out and like, oh God. And you put them in a sequence as well, so they catch people in between. Oh God. Devastating piece of kit. Ah, that's his buddy. So you do get a little bit of heartfelt stuff. This film's got everything. I swear to God, Jesse Ventura's eye moves there. I don't know. I mean, I just found out an ear stud today. By the way, I forgot to look since, but and it was in the other ear, not that one. Come on now, Mark. If you've got a flask of the good stuff, keep it with you. She's a stunning girl, isn't she? And here we go. This is beautiful. This, because like suddenly when you first see it, you're like, God, it's the Predator. Like, what the hell? He's been wounded. He's got weird skin. What's going on here? You think about it though. Look at the claws on him. How the hell can they do any intricate work at all? With great big bloody claws. Unless, you Yautja experts out there going, well, they only grow the claws when they're going on a hunt. Well, they still got to operate intricate machinery here and tech with big claws, so. But it just looks amazing. Doesn't bloody matter. Kevin Peter Hall, of course, playing the Predator. 7'2". What's up, love? 7'2". I love the look on her face and the way her hair goes. It's like a kitten in that shot. Say again, Blazer One. Shush, Roxy, shush. Husky's growling at me now. The thing is, they are just sitting off in a guerrilla rife jungle, and the enemy just picking them off one by one, and they're just sitting off having a natter. I know that they think they've mined the place everywhere, nothing's going to get through all this, but you wouldn't be just sitting off relaxing, because anyone could snipe you from anywhere else, couldn't they? You'd be keeping your heads down. Those eyes. What was that? He's got a ghostly expression on his face, hasn't he? This is what makes this film stand out. That they embody these characters and they really are invested in the scenario. None of them are thinking, oh, Gee heck, this is just a bit of sci-fi hokum, a bit of action. It means nothing. No one's going to love this. None of them knew the longevity of the movie and its iconic status it was going to have. Well, Arnie would always say, I always knew it was going to be a classic, you know. But they're all totally giving it their full commitment. And in this region of the movie, in this element of the movie, they're playing it as a horror film. They're all genuinely unnerved and rattled by something out there that we don't understand. And here we go. It ain't no man. We're all gonna die. I love Dylan though. The man's losing it. Losing's cool. Oh, same kind of moon, same kind of jungle. Oh, God. Ooh, I think I need some more whiskey. Not a scratch, not a fucking scratch. Round top 'em. I'm gonna cut your name into him. Shh, Roxy, shush. Uh-oh. There's an oft-held rumour that the wild boar that comes in here, that the predator's thrown it in. Well, it hasn't. It's crept in, hasn't it? Because that's what alerted him. He heard something moving through the brush. It sets off a trip wire, and then legs it when the flare goes off straight into him. He hasn't been held by the predator, but the predator's been watching him the whole time. It's sussing out who does what. Who's my next target? Who am I going to take out? And to be perfectly honest, a lot of talk about the predator's code of honour. Like, he won't kill a woman, he won't kill someone who's unarmed. You know, but they will kill women, but not if they're pregnant and all that kind of stuff. That's later movies, but it shot Blaine in the back. Where was the fair combat in that, the fair hunt? Well, true to form, hunters are not fair at all. They don't use any code of conduct at all. They're bad. Unless you're hunting to eat and survive off what you kill, which I perfectly understand. But if you come out to trophy hunt, there's nothing brave, there's nothing noble, honourable about that at all. You're a jerk off and a coward and an absolute loser. So it's snuck in behind their backs. I can see where people think, oh, it used the boar to do that, but I don't feel it from that sequence. The boar just strayed in there. The predator was always there, just watching, calculating. He'd done his self-healing stuff. But just said the boar didn't set off the trap, didn't he? The tripwire. Have I seen this film before or what? Again, camera zooms in on Arnie and he's again thinking about it. How did it get in here? Actually, no. Billy just said the boar set off the flare, didn't he? Not that it didn't, that it did. That was a husky yawning. He's adding to the sound effects. Watch here. Look, he almost falls over there because of the steep gradient. He almost overbalances. We've all done that, going up a ridge, going up a hill, and he kind of, your full momentum suddenly slides back, and the top half of your body is going to pull you over. Roxy, shush, love. Go on. I like the way, like, Dylan didn't realise she could speak English and only just cuts through it all. Look at Arnie's horrible thumb. Look, he's pressing a horrible penis against her arm. Major Alan Dutch Schaefer. One of us. Oh, the husky's licking its bits now. If you hear any chobbling noises, yeah, the chopper's going to wait. Here we go, folks. Wounded it. Its blood was on the leaves. Here we go. Here we go. There's a few continuity fuck-ups in this sequence, but it doesn't matter. This is tremendous. It's just big guys doing what big guys do. They show off their bigness. That's what they do. There's a hell of a lot of Vine usage in this movie. I mean, I don't think I've seen a film ever show how much you can exploit and maneuver the jungle itself. Paracord and bungees and all that as well, but they're using this Boy Scout bullshit's gonna work. Maybe I can't see this. Instead of complaining, maybe you should help. And then like, alright, come on Apollo Creed. Look at that! Okay, now, still keeps his cap on though. The weird thing is, just a bit earlier, you saw him without his top on. One of the continuity errors. But these traps are... I love them, but they're ultra precarious, you know. Especially Arnie's traps at the end of the movie. There's a lot that could go wrong with them. A lot you've got to depend on, and it's luck more than anything. Well, it is luck that saves Arnie. It certainly isn't brute strength, but it is his cunning preparation which saves him. But he's losing. It's blind luck he gets back to the right spec and manages to only at the last moment outmaneuver the Predator. But that's what makes it great. When this film came out, everyone knew that Arnie wasn't going to die. That was a given. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. The fact that he died in Terminator, but he, as a hero, he doesn't die. He wins the day. So people come into this, and John McTiernan said, like, well, we know this. Joel Silver said, we know, but we're still going to drag out the suspense, and we're going to kick his ass good style. And you're going to be thinking, yeah, he might not make it. And you do. This little story here she tells about, in the hottest summers, this happens to our men. We found it like butchered. And our men skinned, and sometimes much, much worse. It makes a mockery of the old taglines, nothing on earth. Nothing like it has ever been on earth before. When clearly it has, because it's happened before. She tells it. The demon who makes trophies of man. So they know it. They're attracted to the heat of war, but they've clearly used that jungle a few times before, because she and the elders of their tribe, the village, knew it. Yeah, fuck you. Touch. Arnie's stunt double was a guy called Peter Kent. He was in a lot of his movies as his stunt double. Arnie does a fair bit. Arnie was a very physical guy, and he would do a lot of his own things. Not to Tom Cruise levels, but Peter Kent is smaller in stature, but looks good enough on camera to carry it off. Sorry, I'm sitting here in suspense myself. It's a bit of a daft thing to have gone through that, although using yourself as bait, Arnie. Now, what's making that scream? Is that the Pred? If that's the Predator making that scream, that's the galiest scream ever. Oh God, I was always gutted about that. I like Poncho Ramirez. Look at that. I mean, of course, Kevin Peter Hall in the finished costume, but some of those movements are not Kevin Peter Hall, leading me to suspect that it is Van Damme that's doing it, or someone else after he was unceremoniously booted off. Right. You can't win this. Fantastic. He's buzzing up real bad, Major. I can make it. You gotta fucking make it, mate. I like the fact that they don't use Anna in any sort of sexual sort of way, apart from the moment she turns around and grins at Ramirez and then tricks him. Long tall Sally again. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. I mean, look at the gradient there. I'm like, they're not Bill Duke, Arnie, Jesse Ventura. They're not young guys. Even then. Look, stumbling round. You can tell he's knackered, even just from like perhaps right action, just walk around that tree and fall against it. He genuinely did it for real. Can you see the triangular look? Because they've shortened them barrels. They do look good, but they look different. That's what they've done. Of course, the voice mimicry. We know it's done voice mimicry. We know it learned. Out there, past them trees, I see you. Hello. I mean, he looks at his finger and then looks along the finger to, yeah, out there. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, we can get this thing back. Come on. It's good that these two had like a fair bit of animosity between each other, and now they're kind of working together as a team, as a unit. a score to settle. We both got scores to settle. Nice little sort of motif that Alan Silvestri comes up with here. He'd been doing action scoring for a long time. He'd had Back to the Future, he'd had Delta Force before this. Of course, this is where the first time we see properly the triangulation laser dot for the plasma caster. Roxy, what? Get out! Come on. Look. Oh, what's that? Let me just see if I can see what that is. Let's just see. Move! Now it looked like his head got blown apart there. Completely did it not. Like his brains got blasted out. And then we get the drippy noggin now. Jittery foot. Folks, I'm going to have to get this dog sorted out. Give me the weapon! Come here. Come on. Sorry folks for the enforced silence there, but the bloody dog demanded attention. Look, his head is still almost perfectly intact. Over here. It's so cool though, isn't it? Now there's no way on earth that it's Kevin Peter Hall doing the sprint around here, which you're going to see in a moment. That's someone very fast, very agile. And we know that it was someone wearing the Red Lobster suit that was doing it. So, again, presumably, is it Van Damme? Ooh, watch out. Oh, boom. Now, folks, at the cinema and on the first video releases, you know the gaff that was here. You could see his real arm behind the severed arm. Look, that's someone running through that. That is not Kevin Peter Hall doing it. You would see his real arm would be there, right there, behind the fake severed arm. And they've now manipulated it so that it looks just like one severed arm. Look at that. I always love them things, like a tree that's gone right across a chasm. Again, King Kong comes to mind. Billy. He's just, nah, look, this is it. I'm making my final stand here. He knows. This is the scene I was telling you about. The legendary, Billy fights the Predator. There's the knife I've got. The stick around knife. Billy, they never filmed a fight between Billy and the Predator. It doesn't happen. It's always meant to be off camera. Yes, in the novelization there is a fair bit more description going on, but you don't see it in a movie. They never filmed it. It didn't happen, folks. It didn't happen. Nothing to see here. But he knows. It's the end. It's destiny. It's weird how, we look at it in the heat vision, it looks like the slash he's done across his chest and torso looks like a snake. And yet that's not what he carved. The Predator does not move pretty sharpish after them. Look at Ramirez. His arm's shaking. Oh, God. He's had a fucking terrible time, hasn't he? No! Look at this. They added a huge muzzle embellishment to bring the flash out. Blows his gun in half, folks. Only barely hits him. It blows his AR-15 in half. Oh, I just talked over the famous line, the best line. Oh, why did I do that? Well, I'll do it for you. Run! Go! Get to the chopper! Now, Arnie looks afraid in this. In a lot of it. Arnie is running for his life. This was a shocker when you saw this the first time. Arnie runs from nothing. Now, it's clearly running parallel with him again, like with the Hawkins chase. And then it'll move in behind him. There you go. Listen to the sound design. The Predator can't fucking see, and it's got bubbly ears as well. It hears things like as though it's underwater. Look at this now. Camera goes, and that's rocky terrain. There was no water below that fall. So he'd be like bone breakage and splat mundo. But there you go. So I presume that'd be Peter Kent doing that. And then of course he goes over the waterfall and you get this fucking phenomenal shot. Not that one, well that's good enough, but this one coming up now. Watch as he goes over and the camera pulls back and he seems to move sideways. Look at that! It's so weirdly disorientating and yet brilliant. That lagoon in those shots there looks lovely, doesn't it? You think, oh, that's idyllic, that is. It's like Duns River Falls in Jamaica. But apparently it's full of leeches. I mean, really full of leeches. He got massively attacked by them. Look at it, what a location. I mean, it looks great in a movie, but unless you're born in that kind of place, you're never going to be acclimatized to it properly. A splodge. Oof. Look, Arnie's terrified. And this throws you away. You're like, my God, what? It's coming up behind him. It's swimming underwater. There's something you haven't seen in any other Predator movie where they're actually underwater, or have you? Can't think of one now. And it comes up and its cloaking device is on the fritz because of the water. That is amazing, that. The tendrils, the upturned roots, the Pred advancing. Didn't Alf get some good coverage with the mud there, didn't he? Lucky you got that, mate. Although he's kind of like fucking glowering at it. You bastard, but what the hell are you? Got that helmet, got a few masks, got a few figures. And of course, now, here you do see Arnie. There is Arnie. But of course, there's no heat register. The fucking Pred things. Could that be the big beefcake I've been hunting? That little tiny heat register there? Again, like the watching commando and the bomb on the truck. His gears making gadget noises, which they wouldn't make noises at all. It's just for us, because you love sci-fi stuff, so. Kevin Peter Hall, again, injecting lots of little character mannerisms into the Predator. gesticulations, shrugs, just stuff that he's putting in there. You couldn't see me. No, but he can fucking hear you. Again, he says it for our benefit, you know. Couldn't see me. Mud equates to him not seeing me. Okay, but keep your fucking voice down. These trees, God, look at them. And we get all the big build-up now. Sylvester's score is phenomenal again. The setting is phenomenal. Arnie. I mean, again, the thing about this is that, yeah, Arnie's there. He's still bedecked in mud to a degree, but it's coming off him though, isn't it? He's going to build a fire. He's going to start building traps. But the Predator could be fucking standing there. Yeah, you watched it walk off. But it might not have gone too far. But his idea is, look, I've got to make a stand, like Billy did. I've got to bring the fight to me. But if the Pred's just sitting there going, yeah, you're going to build this now, are you? What are you going to do next then, hey? Cheese, you know. Again, you got a lot of this. Pulling and tugging on vines, lifting huge big tree trunks. That is how the fuck he came up with that one? You know, literally a dead fall. You know, a pure drop, a high drop. That is. God, here's the husky again. There's Billy. Oh God, this is horrible. No. Ripped out his entire spinal column and his skull. Kicks his body off the high branch. Oh God. And then we cut to Arnie by his campfire with his arrows, building a bow. Again, these are really oldie worldy skills. He would have learned these, but would he be proficient in them enough? You know, you have to keep doing. Yeah, you know, special forces guys don't do this stuff all the time. You learn the basics, the rudiments of it, like so you can survive, live off the land, maybe make tools and weapons. But to be that proficient, it's movie stuff. And look at this! He puts the arrow right through the fucking tree. How the hell do you do that? It's got a fire burning there, which would attract the Predator, which of course he knows because he builds a huge bonfire to do just that. But my argument still stands, the Predator could just be sitting there watching him. But I suppose at this point in time he's thinking, well, if it is, bring it on. I've got nothing to lose, have I? I've lost everybody else. And here's the skulls. And he's covered in skulls and bones as well, like. Again, here's the thing, like, look. The tip of that nail, that claw, only at the end does it actually make contact with the skull. Again, making a mockery of the fact that you can construct spacecraft and high-tech weaponry, and you can do precision surgery in the field when you've got fucking whacking big claws. Now this shot's unusual because although it looks great, it's like he's looking in a mirror. He hasn't got a fucking mirror there. But he does all this like he's looking in a mirror. And then at the end, he stares. Is he staring at the mirror? But here we go. They stink of shit and mud. Brilliant. Look at the full moon and the waterfall. Again, that's King Kong. King Kong 76, in fact. Bum 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 bum. 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 The call to battle challenge. The way the voice carries as well. He knows he's going to hear him. Although we all know it could have been sitting right next to him, but... Right, now it's charging up. Well, all its weaponry, basically. Again, it's the kind of thing you're like, what's it actually doing there? But you don't know. It's an alien. You know what it's doing. Got high-tech gadgets and weapons and stuff like. You can tell he is struggling to run on any of that terrain. Apparently, they experience really hot temperature and really cold temperature as well. No, it was only like a brief shoot, 10-week shoot. I know he delayed it a couple of times, but... So I'm not entirely sure how the temperature actually dropped. Again, you're waiting for it. It's coming. I mean, to be fair, some of these shots look a bit clumsy and a bit naff now, don't they? They do. But it's still awesome that it comes up behind him and he's like, oh shit. Again, so much this movie plays on Arnie's eyes and his expressions. The little croaky, weird, chirruping, throaty noises it makes. It isn't the most stealthy of things because of the fucking noises it makes. And like, he's looking through it there. I mean, you saw that, he looked through it. Tarzan. What a beautiful ledge to land on. And again, you see him on the tree. There he is on the tree there. But the Pred can't pick him up. No heat signature. Yeah, but I've clocked you. I am the party pooper. Again, the head shape there is more akin to the lobster suit. the Pred actually goes, woo, and throws his arms in the air, and now it fires off completely or in every friggin' direction, which is a nice bit of symmetry to like, you know, Hopper's men. They were firing in every direction, and as Billy says, like, and the Pred does the same thing here. Which again is like them just firing off into the trees when Blaine's been killed, not knowing what they're shooting at, but just firing anyway. And of course, the Pred's doing the same thing. A bit of symmetry, I like it. A bit of symmetry, but it's clocked him now. It's going for him there. That looks good, doesn't it? The blood in the mouth. He's like, damn this bloody cloaking device, it's shit. I used my harpoon gun and it only winged him. So we're still, I mean, clock's moving, but its vision's so bad. Again, I love the way that's Kevin Peterhall taking his time with certain jumps and foot placements. This is lovely. Love the way they do this. It's all mistimings and stuff like to make you think it's right in front of him, when really he's already clocked it and climbed underneath. But it's edited so well. And I love the sound of its big reptilian feet clonking across the tree. Don't care who you are, you'd be shitting yourself good style. No matter how well you've been trained, you've seen what this thing's capable of. And it's bigger than you, mate. And you ain't no small fry. I'd like to have seen him get back out from under that position, to be honest. But right, again, it's such beautifully filmed. That's a tiny little pebble. I'd have picked something bigger than that. See, I don't know why it shoots at that, because it's clearly not him. But it will target that trajectory and set him up. But I don't know why it fired the shot. All that did was give its own position away. Look the way it falls back. Its blood was on the leaves. Its blood's everywhere now, mate. And once you know you've injured it, bleed, bastard. He says, like, isn't it great? You'd be like made up. But be careful. Oh, I mean, again, if you're a hunter, an injured animal, the injured prey is always the most dangerous. It won't be trying to escape any longer. It'll be trying to fight back to save its life, and it's far more dangerous at that point. And I'm saying that as a non-hunter, as I've made quite clear. I hate hunters. Look at his eyes. They're absolute beacons. Uh-oh. Speaking of eyes. Oh, shit. He's got his little pouch grenade covered in leaves hanging around his neck like Billy's medicine bag. Now, that is not Arnie. That's Peter Kent. And that is a great stunt as well. Look at that. If he'd mistimed that, they're not polystyrene rocks over there, are they? Now, here's the sequence where I think, if you watch this now, watch and watch some more. We know that Peter Kent is Arnie's stunt double, but watch from the distance shot now. That looks just like Van Damme. If you look at that. Oops. Can you see there? The blades can sort of go wider. They can go thin. They can go narrower. Can't beat that. It's like Halloween. It's like Darth Vader, the Rebel Commander. One of the greatest face-offs ever. Nice to show that, you know, yeah, he is wounded, but not badly, to be honest. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, good little hiss and the steam there. It's obviously sort of sealed, but again, you don't know why, because you can quite clearly breathe our atmosphere. And yet, maybe you can't breathe it for that long. In this film, you don't know. It's all new. But he's taken off the plasma caster, the shoulder cannon, and he's taken off. Oh God! And you see enough there to go shit. And then you even get this, and you think, oh, that's it. Oh my god, look at that, mandibles. And then, motherfucker. And then, oh, God. That's fucking terrifying. What a great reveal. He can see nothing. You're blind as a bat, sir. Like you'd have time to say that. Bad idea. Wow. Flying back through the air like that. Again, Arnie looking terrified. What? Bang! Backhander. I just find this a bit weird. It's like the Predator's sort of like hang on, you just hit me with your hand. Oh, I'll do the same to you. Bang. Bang. Oh, that works, doesn't it? As if they hadn't ever done that before. But you kind of get the impression that, well, I'm learning this from you. You can't see a fucking thing, can you? But it's nice, surreal imagery. You keep seeing like branches getting snapped off, like the Predator's going to use it as a bludgeon. Maybe he is, you can't tell. There's the Rocky IV shot. Oh, poof! Oh. The laughter, the little childish giggle it's doing, in amidst all the bestial growling and snarling and roaring. And Husky sneezed as well, just to add. Oh, come here. Shh. Oh, look at that. There's the tree drop there. It doesn't go under it, it goes over it. Oh, make life difficult for yourself, why don't you? Just go under. And as luck would have it, don't go thinking that he brought the Predator back to that spec. It's fucking blind luck that he got there. But you got spiky bits. He's clever in that he rigged up a couple of traps in this sequence. Kevin Peter Hall does brilliantly here. There we go. He's the meanest looking Pred out of all the ones that followed. Do it. Kill me, I'm here. Come on. Kill me, I'm here. Kill me, I'm here. Do it now. Come on, kill me, I'm here. Come on, do it now. Oh, he's great, isn't he? But the Pred, like, I've seen these spikes. I've realised something going on here. This ain't right. He's like, oh, you bastard. Oh, but I've still got this one, haven't I? Which took me hours to erect. Pred's like, no! Oh, the oldest trick in the book. Bloody hell. One second, folks. Can someone feed this dog? Please. Now. What's the point of having a mansion with servants? And it's had its head pushed down through its fucking arsehole, and it's still belching fluorescent blood. But Arnie shows a bit of decency here. You know, he's not going to clobber a defenceless being. You would. In that case, of course you would. What the hell are you? Why does the Pred then repeat back to him? All it's done language-wise is learn their language and, well, mimic it. But here we go. I suppose this is where claws come in. Nice to pinpoint the exact little touch screen. How does he know the relevance of a big, guffaw? Which you learned from Billy, of course. Don't Preds laugh at all. Yapcha. But the laugh is fantastically sinister. Oh, listen to that. Boom. A great explosion as well. It goes into a ball, doesn't it? And then sort of goes up above the ground. Here we go. Whap! And of course, you have Kevin Peter Hall as one of the pilots of this helicopter. So animated helicopter. There's Kevin Peter Hall without the Predator makeup on. He was Harry in Harry and Henderson's. There's R.G. Armstrong. There's a nuclear mushroom cloud there. You would not fly towards it. But they do. They do. Boom, 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 boom. Very Southern Comfort there, in fact. Which, of course, Sonny Landon was in. That's the dog having a tea. I thought he's standing there. He's covered in he's probably irradiated to hell. All sorts of weird alien diseases coursing through his veins. God, it's a great shot though. And when the rotors take out the smoke and you see the helicopter descending. What you can't see in that helicopter, you have a medic, and the medic is one of Arnie's great mates from bodybuilding days, and also from movies. Franco Columbu is the medic. You see the top of his head? There, bottom left of the screen, gone. That is it. But he's the medic on board the helicopter. And this is a beautifully strange final sort of shot, because look, Arnie's battered, bruised, survived, but his head's fucking scrambled. Just looks out. And there's no like one-liners, there's no like, you know, are you okay, Dutch? He was just an alien Rastafarian, you know. I gave him his balls for breakfast. There's none of that. He's done in. He's experienced something otherworldly. Here we go. I love this. It's so camp and off the charts, this. I mean, gee folks, it was just a panso after all. Fucking Jesse spits. Oh yeah, it don't mind if I do. I've got my own bottle here though. Cheers, man. Hello. There's that. So that is so cheeseball. Arnie doesn't do one, does he? Arnie no, I'm not doing that. That silly stupidity. Just show one of my coolest shots from the movie, which they did. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Folks, that was Predator. I apologise right now for the interruptions. I can't believe that the dog got so grumpy and demanding. And that you can hear it, she's crunching the tin. This is her dog food tin, she's crunching that now. Well, there you go. But Predator, what an outstanding movie. It trounces and walks all over all the Predator movies that followed. I love Predator 2. I think it's great. It's great, good fun. We'll probably do that at some point as well. AVP come about because of the joke, the in-joke of having a xenomorph skull on board the Pred ship at the end of Predator 2. Great, great gag, great joke. But of course, everyone loved it, so let's do it. Because Fox owned both creatures and franchises. So they got combined. And although the first AVP, it's got moments in it which are okay. But overall, we don't need it. AVP, Requiem, garbage, utter garbage. Predators, I don't mind it, but it's nowhere near the quality of the first two movies. And then of course you got The Predator. Oh dear. Shane Black should have known better, but the jury's out. Studio interference wrecked what his original vision was, but his original vision wasn't a great deal better. I'll be honest, I don't think I would have liked even his original. But anyway, that was garbage. And then of course you get Prey. and Don Trachtenberg's Prey with Amber Mid-Thunder, and I loved it. I love it. The music's great. The cinematography's fantastic. Some of the action's great, but the whole inclusion of the French trappers. I've said before, I massively was looking forward to that movie, and we did a commentary when it first came out, and and I've discussed it a lot of times, but I'm still of the opinion that the French trappers are either not in it enough, or not used correctly enough, or they shouldn't be there altogether. I don't like them. I don't like how they're used in the movie. You could jettison them all together and just have the Comanche going against the Predator, the Feral. I'm not even that fussed on the Feral himself either. He's a jerk off. He's an absolute idiot. But then again, he's meant to be a a buffoon. He's just starting out, isn't he? But screw all that. We've got more Predator movies are on the way. They're going to happen. But the first and the best is John McTiernan's 1987 absolute masterclass in suspense, sci-fi, horror, action, and pure muscular machismo. It's genius. It's Arnie at his best. He plays a gung-ho action hero that you've seen a million times before, mainly from him and Stallone. But he injects genuine concern, worry, panic, and then immense cunning and heroic daring do. But last ditch, he doesn't think he's going to get out of there, but I'm not going down without a fight. And you get that. The rest of the characters are all outstanding. His team, General, we're a rescue team, not assassins. And yet they're all, apart from the likes of Hawkins, they're all devout masters of assassination. They're killers. They're indiscriminate. They're absolute uber badasses. You don't want to be rescued by them. They didn't rescue anyone in that movie. The only person they rescued was a bad guy, the female gorilla. Anna, who then, I wonder what they do with Anna after that. Do they arrest her? What did he do? Or did he send her back to her own people who would probably skin her alive for being a collaborator? It's all up in the air, isn't it? But it's a wonderful movie. The kills are good. The kills, the more you analyse the movie, especially in the knowledge of what comes next and all the mythology and the lore of the Yautja and the Predator culture, this Pred, although we think he's the best, still, he's a fucking cheat. He kills Blaine he comes up on Hawkins from behind as well. Kills Blaine from behind. Okay, Mac and Dylan, yeah, but he's blown Dylan's arm off, so, but he does confront him. He definitely confronts Billy on the tree trunk over the ravine. He definitely has a face-off with him. Literally, they will stand off. But as I said before, they never filmed it. It's left up to your imagination. He then kills a badly injured man, from afar. Just fucking snipes him out. You could argue, does he try to kill Arnie in that scene as well? Because Arnie then, kicks the MP5 out of Anna's hands, turns around, strafes the tree with that enormous muzzle flash, which they built another enhanced muzzle enhanced muzzle enhancer. What am I talking about? They put a device on the end of that barrel to blow out the gas exchange and the muzzle flash even more in a pure star formation to make it look great on camera. And then the Pred fires back at him, but hits the M203 and the AR-15 and blows it in half. And the only bit of shrapnel probably hits Arnie and cuts his arm a little bit. But it doesn't... Was it aiming at the weapon? Because he didn't kill you. You went armed. So why does the Pred then chase Arnie, who's not got a weapon on him? Ta-da! You see what I mean? What's it doing? It's been priming Arnie as its main target. It's took out the wishy-washy ones like Hawkins, and then saved him for last, because obviously their big mano-a-mano battle. Look, Pred's thinking, you've earned this. But by the way, I've kicked ass on a million planets. People bigger than you. So good luck, mate. Good luck. And then like, I'm going to show you what I really look like. Oh, and then I can't see a fucking thing. Well, what am I? In a way, I suppose the Pred's weakened himself. He's brought himself down a notch or two. Well, he's took off his plasma caster. Although he still will use the claws. Although he doesn't really do any gutting or not like that. He's fighting like Arnie fights. Fisticuffs and that, like, so. Although how the Pred makes a fist with them claws. Think about it, folks. Think about it. See, a nice little thing would have been to show them retracting. You know, it could do that, but it doesn't. And why would a physical being have retractable claws? Oh, who cares? It's a fucking alien, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. This broke the mold. This paved the way for John McTiernan to do Die Hard in a hyperkinetic set piece, built upon set piece, built upon set piece, and just raising the bar every 10, 15 minutes and making a long movie full of action and suspense and thrills and chills. And it got that because of this movie. And this movie is still hailed as a masterpiece, which it is. I love it. I adore it. Everything works. The cast and crew come together despite snakes and dysentery to perfect a movie of ultra unparalleled adrenaline and really gung-ho stuff from the 80s. You don't get movies like this now. Well, you do. You get them Expendables style, which we know has died a death. Or you get them like Fast and Furious style, which we know is utter shit. So you don't really get it like that. That's 80s did it, but this even pushed the envelope further by bringing in an alien, by bringing in, what the hell is it doing? Why is it doing this? And it's skinning people. Why would they skin them? Says Poncho. The weaponry, outstanding. Just great all round. Silvestri's score, an absolute blitzkrieg. He would do the score for Predator 2, and which is actually this on steroids. It's all the main themes again, but with a few additions. But it's got a different, more tribal sound to it, and it's great. But this is the one that you come back to all the time. But Predator 2 score-wise is outstanding. John Debney for Predators aped a lot of this score in the first one, and he did it out of respect and like, no, we're gonna tie this movie into the first movie without a doubt. We're back in jungles, but we've got pred dogs and other stuff, and it is brilliant stuff. And the score, John Debney pays ultra homage to Alan Silvestri. Folks, the film was a rip-roaring success when it came out. It was a rip-roaring success on home video. I had the VHS. Sorry, I had the Betamax, and then I had the VHS afterwards. Then I had various DVDs of it. Then I had the 3D version and other versions as well. And I swear to God, I thought I had the 4K version, and I couldn't find it. All my 4Ks are in this room, located in this room. Oh, no, I'm lying. There is a few upstairs. But most of them are here, and that would have been here. Pred's one of my all-time favourites. It shouldn't be anywhere other than an arm's reach away from me, like your primary weapon system. It should always be within arm's reach, always. Mine is. You can't see it. And yeah, okay, when I went to let the dog out before, yeah, I did leave it behind, but it doesn't matter because there's weapons all the way down the hall and all the way through the kitchen and in the conservatory, so, you know. Arnie, eat your heart out. Dutch. I don't make any pretenses. I am not a rescue team. I am just an assassin. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. I think the film's outstanding. There's a damn sight more we can say about it, but, you know, time is precious. I love the fact that the thermal vision effect is kind of a cousin to the Wolfen vision from the film Wolfen, devised by the company Praxis, who did that. And in Wolfen it kind of makes more sense. In this it's kind of more of a gimmick, but it bleeds into the fact that Arnie can camouflage himself, couldn't see me. But you also kind of think, well, did you not, you created all this and it just added an extra difficulty for you when he could have just fought the thing, and it could have been just a bigger creature with advanced weaponry, but still it's enslaved to the environment. Why has it got to see differently? It can't. You can see that it can't see anything at all. It's really crap. But it can't half mimic voices good though, can't it? It's just genius, isn't it? I love it. Love it. Folks, I'm going to leave it there. But that was Predator. We'll do another watch-along commentary before long, I'm sure. Jaws 2 is definitely been asked for, and I think Predator 2 should be up there as well. Danny boy. Oh God. So, folks, in the meantime, and it's ever thermal visioned plasma casting in between time, please keep it Kilty, keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all. You see, you didn't see that coming, did you? You know, you and your thermal fucking vision. Dickhead.